Hey everybody, my name is Ashley and today I'll be talking to you about the difference between sex and gender. Some people might be wondering why because they feel like it's really simple, but I actually want to give us some information that'll help us to dig a little bit deeper. So in order to make some of us feel more comfortable who maybe haven't talked about sex and gender as often, first I'm going to cover some definitions about what sex and gender are to a lot of people, and then I'm going to talk about the ways that they're related and also different. And then to conclude, I'm going to invite us to think about some new and interesting ways to think about sex and gender and their differences in hopes to help us be more inclusive and have a different way of viewing identities. So to start us off, I'm going to start with some common definitions. Sex is often determined by the reproductive organs or genitalia that a person has at birth, and a lot of times it's thought of as strictly male or female. Whereas gender is often thought of as the way that people act out their sex through behaviors, how they identify themselves, and the norms that society has set up for them. So, in short, sex is based on anatomy, and gender is based on the person in society. So now that we've talked about some of the differences between sex and gender, I want us to talk about the definitions I gave and if they can be used as rules. A lot of times people do use them as rules. For example, someone might think if a person is born with a penis, then he is a male and he must be masculine. However, does this definition really fit for everyone? Can it really be used as a rule? Aren't we all a little bit masculine and feminine, just in different times, different situations? And what if someone was born with more than one reproductive organ? What about them? So I would like for us to think of sex and gender on a continuum, which allows us to be more inclusive, and it also allows us to see an area of gray. So the continuum means that there is a little bit of an in-between. And also for those of us who already believe that, I would like to push us to think about some new ways to think about sex and gender, and just to kind of consider that maybe there's more than just male or female, masculine and feminine. So now that we've talked about some of the differences and things like that, I just want to recap that sex is often thought of as what you are, and gender is often thought of as what you do and how you and other people feel about it. But unfortunately, a lot of people think of it in a binary either or kind of way, which is hurtful to a lot of people and really favors certain people for small reasons. So now I'm going to open the floor for questions, but I would like for us to keep in mind that what we say has a profound effect on others, so please speak honestly and freely, but please be careful about the words that you choose and how you choose to project them. Thanks.